Hi, everybody. I'm Dave Stevens, the only legless professional baseball player in history. So, what is pulling each other along? Well, to me, it's a concept or a movement where we not only recognize our own personal achievements, but we also take that opportunity to pay it forward and to recognize the person or people or beliefs that pulled us along to our own relative greatness.
And having the person or team in your corner
to pull, push, get out of the way, or even drag you through those moments is absolutely invaluable.
Join me.
Join me.
Join us.
Join me, or else.
There's a book called Pulling Each Other Along. It's going to be great.
And this is a special edition of the Pulling Each Other Along show. I've got, I don't know if he's infamous or famous. But wonderful. How about wonderful? I've got Rocky Bleier with us. Rocky, how are you doing today?
And Doug, thank you. I'm fine. Well, yeah. Wonderful program we got going here, and especially be able to talk about Pulling Each Other Along, which is a great book.
Well, we're we want it to be more than a book too. We're excited about it being a movement. This is just going to be a short podcast. One, we hit our goal for the first goal for our Kickstarter, which was set at $12,000. We had several people join in. Some of the people bought your special, the Rocky Bleier special, where they got a signed book and they got they're going to get a signed book from you, a signed jersey, all sorts of goodies that are black and gold. That was our Pittsburgh Steelers reward or whatever. And there's one still available. So if anybody wants to snag that, there's one. You have to go all the way down to the end. And so grab that. So we're glad you participated in that today. So, but this is just a quick announcement because Rocky has been so gracious to sign another jersey for us. And in that jersey, we're going to give one of those away. And so how that's going to work is Rocky here's the jersey. Here's a picture of signed jersey. Anybody that contributes, past or present, to our Kickstarter for the Pulling Each Other Along book and movement, then they are going to get into a drawing to get one of these wonderful jerseys of Rocky Bleier. So thanks for contributing that, Rocky.
Welcome.
So it's fun to have you a part of all this. I have a thought for you, Rocky, because also everybody is going to get, and I might make, let me see, let's switch this real good as my granddaughter's over here trying to get in desperately as always, my little peanut. But just hot off the presses, I literally picked these up about 30 minutes ago. This is our Pulling Each Other Along greeting card. It actually is going to come with an envelope as well. And those are now going to be available. I had many of those printed. And I was thinking, Rocky, maybe you should send one of these to Terry Bradshaw.
Oh, that I will do that. Yes, we will.
Because, for a couple reasons. He helped pull you along, right?
Very much so. And
one
of my team members as well, and also helped us very much in the book.
So in the book, why don't you give a little summary of, you might not even remember what you wrote. You gave a little summary of how Terry Bradshaw pulled you along in probably one of the last game. Well, it was the last game of the season.
Oh, is that the one I'm talking about? Yeah, So Terry, as a leader on the team, obviously as a quarterback, and they assumed that position, had a lot of impact on the and his offense throughout those years. And so he had, and just because of who he is and what he had accomplished and his leadership skills. But this one took place. It was my last season. It was my last game. It was the farewell to Rocky Bleier. And we were defending Super Bowl champions, but at that time, our season was 500. We weren't going anyplace. We weren't going into the playoffs or all that. We were playing Kansas City. So it was one of those games that was kind of, you score, we score, you score, we score kind of a game. It was going back and forth, and it was the last 3 minutes of the game or so, and we got the ball back. They had just scored to take a lead, and we had 80 yards to drive. The ball could have been on the 8-yard line. I don't know whether we could have scored at that time, but all of a sudden, and here it was, Terry came into the huddle and he said, "Come on, guys, let's make something happen. You know who we are and what we've accomplished in the past." And all of a sudden, it was like the old war horse and all those movies we saw, charging into the line, and then everybody got, everybody kind of picked up, and it was very exciting. And then we started to move the football down the field, and we took it up over the 50-yard line. And all of a sudden, the crowd was kind of, in pockets of going, "Steelers, let's go Steelers, Steelers!" And after the 2-minute timeout, Terry, in his wisdom, decided to give me a ball 6 times in a row. And so that offensive line started to block, and we started to move the ball. And all of a sudden, those pockets of offense, coalesced into Rocky, and we moved the ball, and I picked up 6, and I picked up 4, and I picked up another 5. And all of a sudden, we got the ball down on the 11-yard line, and with 11 seconds left on the clock, we were on the 11-yard line. It was actually 21 seconds left on the clock, and all of a sudden the ball was snapped. The clock starts to tick. The right guard pulls. I'm underneath, and you could hear all the crowd chanting. And it was the biggest hole I've ever seen in my 12 years of playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. As I turned inside, I got hit, kept my feet. Now I got 10 black jerseys pushing me towards the goal line. The clock's ticking down, and as I get to the goal line, the defensive back comes up to make a tackle, and I leave my feet. I'm diving into the end zone. He's diving to stop me, and 2 bodies collide in midair, and we come down, and the ball crosses the goal line, and we score. But anyway, so that was Terry's contribution for me, at least, pulling us along to get us excited about winning this game at the end.
Very nice. Very nice. Obviously, he was utilizing you. You know what? When I was just listening to you there, Rocky, they say, and I got my granddaughter here with me because it's just easier to have her come in with me than be banging on my door trying to get in. So say hi to the legend, Rocky Bleier.
How are you doing? Very nice meeting you.
This is my Peanut. She likes being on the show with me when I get her on here, and she's so cute. Obviously, she makes me look much better.
That's right.
But when I was listening to you just share that story, the details of the memories is pretty incredible. Now I understand how you have done your one-man show Broadway, and you still have that all memorized. That's not easy stuff. They say football players aren't so intelligent, and I think you just squashed that thought because the details of your memories are just incredible. And I understand that a little bit because I can get together with my track guys, and we know our times, we know what our splits were, from 30 years ago.
So I think I think that from your listening audience is that we all have those memories, within our lives, and how they've affected the people that touched us along the way. That'll go back to playing in the neighborhood that we went to grade school with, or through high school with, or become great friends, and we played sports with, or not, or got involved in some other activity. And those are memories that have become very important because somewhere along the line there's somebody that helped you and pulled you along the way. And so those stories need to be told as they're told in the book itself, and then it becomes a movement because they need to be discussed with families specifically, and with grandkids when you get them.
Yeah, well, my wife doesn't even know this yet, but we got a little call just last night from my oldest son, who says he's got another one coming along, thinking of grandkids. So I'm going to be, you know what? Well, if it's going live and he didn't want me to know, it's too late now. So if he didn't want other people to know, he might just be telling family right now. But hey, I did want to just share again. We have. It's more than just a book to me. Obviously, this is a movement. We got wonderful people involved. We're trying to encourage people to share their memories of who pulled them along, and not wait until the grave comes and you go to the funeral. We want you to do it now, as as my granddaughter is chiming in. And this is just a simple note. It says, "Thank you for pulling me along. You've been an incredible source of encouragement during my life, and I just wanted you to know." And then you have room to write your own little letter if you do something like that. Of course, if I do that, they can't read it, so I probably should just sign it and be done with it. But I know Dave Clark, and he was going to be on the show with us today, and he got tied up. So he is a master of still writing letters. I don't know. Have you gotten a letter from him by any chance, Rob?
Yeah. Yes.
So, Dave, it's easier for him to write a letter than it is to type an email. And it has to do with his left hand doesn't work because of the polio as well,
right,
and all that stuff. And it's just old school. But I've heard people, when they've gotten the Dave Clark written letter, they literally keep them. Even one of his gym teachers and coaches, who was kind of one of those old school coaches that put kids up against the bleachers.
Right.
If you remember any of those. But he's a legend around this little town of Corning. And Dave sent him a thank you note and letter. And when he went to his funeral, his wife said that this gentleman literally had that letter on his nightstand for the rest of his life.
Terrific.
And a written letter has that kind of impact. And I've actually given out some of the prototypes of these just recently. And when I hand them a card and just say, "Hey, thank you for pulling me along." The most recent time was a manager at one of the rental cars down in Florida that helps, let's just say, reduce my bill a little bit.
That's right.
So I gave her one of the "thank you pulled me along" kind of cards, and you can just see their eyes light up.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. So anyway, we got some people chiming in. There's Todd chiming in. Thanks for chiming in, Todd, and doing this book with us. I want to thank Rocky Bleier, the official fan page, for pulling this project along. Me too. And we got a Steelers fan, Kevin Tooley's out there. So if you haven't gone to the Kickstarter yet, please do. Probably most of the people that are listening in here have already helped out in some way. But if you help out in any way, $5, $100, $1 million, you will be automatically enrolled. And here's Todd modeling the Rocky Bleier jersey to receive an opportunity to get this signed Rocky Bleier, but not until we hit the next goal of $6,000. And we're about $3,500 away from that right now. We got 12 days to go. If we hit that goal, I've got another idea to get us another stretch goal. So please keep helping us out. This will help us basically order more books for future purchases. We're working on some big conventions to share the pulling each other along theme and other things. And what would you like to say, Peanut? Do you like helping people? Yeah. Is that really nice to help people? Very good. And you should say hi to this man.
Hi.
Yeah, because Rocky is it's almost like me meeting Jesse Owens when I was a kid. You didn't even know how special it was.
Right.
So actually, I knew how special it was when I met Jesse Owens. I was old enough to know. So thank you, Rocky, for being a part of this.
You're welcome.
And
all right.
Thank you all for listening. And we will, just keep helping us if you can. Keep sharing things. Make sure you go at least order a book online if you can order some other things, especially the greeting card. We would greatly appreciate it. But that greeting card will make an impact on somebody's life, and we're hoping you do that.
Excellent.
All right, Rock. Thanks again, and enjoy those Pittsburgh Steelers. I know you got beat this week, but
we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. Thanks again, and we'll talk to you all later. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm going to end with one of our new videos, and then we'll call it a day. See you, Rock.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dave Stevens, the only legless professional baseball player in history. So what is pulling each other along? Well, to me, it's a concept or a movement where we not only recognize our own personal achievements, but we also take that opportunity to pay it forward and to recognize the person or people or beliefs that pulled us along to our own relative greatness.
And having the person or team in your corner
To pull, push, get out of the way, or even drag you through those moments is absolutely invaluable.
Join me.
Join me.
Join us.
Join me, or else.
There's a book coming called Pulling Each Other Along, and it's going to be great.